Guys, so today we're gonna make this fire ass ceviche, and this is gonna be the whole ingredients you guys are gonna need to make this fire ass ceviche. So we're gonna start off with the fourth of an onion. We're gonna just cut it up, take off the skin on the outer side, so we can start putting it to boil. So let's go ahead and start adding some water to a pot. And let's start bringing that water up to a boil now. So let's go ahead and turn it up high.
Si vas a decir que next is a shrimp, and next is this. Diles. ¿Qué vas a decir? See? Okay, time to put this next. Go ahead and add the other bag as well. Add the fourth of onion that we just cut. Next, I'm adding 2 dientitos de garlic. These shits are huge. That's what I'm just adding 2. And now we're just gonna go ahead and let it boil. Here, let me show you guys a little more. There we go. So yeah, let's just go ahead and let it boil. And then once they're ready, we'll take them out and start making that up.
All right, let's get our average size cucumbers. Let's start cutting off the edges and start peeling them as well. All right, next we're gonna start cutting up the cucumbers, and I highly recommend you guys this little green thing that I was using, just because literally you'll save up so much time. You just have to cut up one side, you put them in that thing, you push them down as you guys can see, and it'll do the rest for you. Then pour the cucumbers into your pot. Next, it's time to cut up our onions. Just remember, take off the skin from the outside. I like to chop the edges. And once again, I ended up using this green thing, like Kyle said. And it's not a sponsor. I wish I had a sponsor. But you'll just save up so much time, trust me. And for this, I used 2 purple onions. And now it's time to take out our shrimp. Be super careful because the water is going to be burning hot. But it's time to take them out, start letting them cool. Okay, time to put our purple onion into our pot. After that, let's start chopping up our mangoes. The first way I cut it, you guys are going to see I struggle so much. Honestly, I recommend it the second way I started cutting it, and you guys will see throughout the things, because this way was not working for me. Once you're done cutting the mango, put it in the pot, and time to start cutting our cilantro. Our cilantro, just make sure you go through it with a knife several times, because we just want small pieces of cilantro. Once again, we're done with the cilantro, throw it in the pot. Okay, time with the habanero. The habanero, I went ahead and added 5 habaneros. You guys are free to add less. I just like my food spicy, and the people who ate it like it spicy as well. So that's why I went ahead and added 5 habaneros. Same thing like the cilantro, just cut them into thin pieces. I like cutting them into little stripes. If they're too long, I make sure to cut them in half. Once again, we're done with our habanero. Time to throw it in the pot. Okay, one of my favorite parts, and it's gonna be the crab. Let's go ahead and start cutting up our crab the same way we did with the cilantro and the habanero. We're gonna cut them into small pieces. I know a lot of it kept falling off. I put too much on my cutting board, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and cut it. Leave it as thin as we can. Now time to cut up our shrimp. This is why I highly recommend you guys this little green thing. And obviously, once we have it chopped up, time to put it in our pot again. The crab is already added. Okay, correct me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but they're called something like champiñones or champignons or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and add 12 of those Once we add those, we're gonna go ahead and add 12 limes as well. So get ready to start squeezing them. And with the limes, I always squeeze them twice just to make sure I get that extra juice out. Next, we're gonna add un habanero. Just make sure to take out the seeds. Next, we're gonna add a few drops of Maggi. Don't overdo it because Maggi is very, very powerful. Lastly, we're gonna add some salsa inglesa. And for salsa inglesa, feel free to throw quite a bit in there. And then the last thing I added was salt and half a mango as well. Once I blended everything, I went ahead and added it to my ceviche. Then I gave it a good mix and I left it overnight. Now I started adding mayo to my tostadas and I added the ceviche right on top of it. As you guys can see, it looks gas. And I did the same thing with my other one. And let's go ahead and finish them up. Next, I added some avocado so it could look even better. I also added a little bit of salsa culichi, la negra. Gas, super, super recommended. And now let's give it a try. Alright, so I'm gonna be giving it like an 8. An 8 to an 8.5. It was gas. I loved it. It looks amazing. So your turn to try it out. Let me know how it comes out. Let's get it.